Spending money isn't the problem, it's the guilt that follows. You can't budget your way to peace if you feel bad every time you spend a dollar. And if you feel guilty, even on things you actually need, you're not alone. I've helped so many people through this exact spiral, and I've lived through it too. For years, I felt like any spending meant I was doing something wrong, even if I had the money or planned to spend it. But here's the thing, guilt isn't a budgeting strategy, and healthy spending, that's part of financial freedom too. I'm Rose Colburn, and welcome to the 30-Day Budgeting Challenge, where I'm giving you one quick tip every day to help you take control of your money. Let's talk about something that doesn't get addressed nearly enough in budgeting circles: spending guilt. It shows up even when you're doing things right, like buying groceries, getting a haircut, or replacing shoes that have holes in them. You've planned, you budgeted, but the second you swipe your card, that little voice kicks in. You shouldn't have spent that. You're bad with money. You don't need that. And then what happens? You either beat yourself up or you just give up and spend even more. You think, well, I already screwed up the budget. What's a few more extras? In for a penny, in for a pound. Guess I'll start over again next payday. And before you know it, you're grabbing takeout instead of cooking the groceries that you bought for dinner, tossing a few random things in the cart just because you've already blown it, or you're scrolling your favorite online store to numb out the guilt and your shopping cart's full. It's not about the purchases, it's about the story you're telling yourself. I can't do this. I'm bad with money. And that guilt doesn't motivate change. It just makes you feel stuck and small and like peace is always just out of reach. You start thinking budgeting is the enemy. You stop trusting yourself. You try harder. You restrict more. And the guilt just gets heavier. But here's the truth. Guilt is not a budgeting strategy, and peace isn't found through punishment. Let me show you this. Budgeting is like a fork in the road. On the left, we've got restriction, guilt, impulse spending. And here's how that shows up in real life. You start off trying to be good. You cut back. You say no to everything. You try to stick to your budget perfectly. But then a stressful day hits, or you see something on sale, or you're just tired of feeling deprived all the time. So you buy something, just one thing. Maybe it's takeout, or a new candle, or a last-minute Amazon order. And in the moment, it feels good. But 5 minutes later, guilt sets in. You feel like you failed. So what do you do next? You tighten up your budget. You try harder. You restrict more. You promise yourself no more spending ever. This is a cycle so many people are stuck in. And the worst part, it actually feels like you're doing the responsible thing. Because that's what the experts say, right? Cut everything. Stick to the plan no matter what. If you feel guilty, good. That means it's working. But that kind of advice, it leads straight to burnout and eventually to giving up altogether. And over here, we have the path to intention. We've got permission, peace, and alignment. This path doesn't ask you to be perfect. It invites you to be present. You're still budgeting, you're still spending, but now it's rooted in your values, not in guilt. You know what matters to you, so you build your budget around what matters to you. You give yourself permission to meet your needs without guilt. You buy what supports your family, your health, your peace, and you do it on purpose. And something shifts. You stop chasing the perfect budget and start building a life that feels sustainable. You're not just reacting, you're choosing. You're not just surviving, you're aligning. And the crazy part, the numbers might not change that much, but the experience of your money feels completely different. This is where budgeting becomes supportive instead of stressful. This is where you spend on purpose and stop apologizing for meeting your real life needs. Because it's not always about spending less. It's about spending in alignment with your values, your life, and your season of life. But what if you have a hard day and suddenly you're walking out of Target with 3 things you didn't plan for? Or maybe you made one of those weekend runs to Lowe's and now you have some really cool new stuff for your shop. First of all, just stop the spiral. You're human. Alignment is a process. The goal isn't to never mess up, it's to learn how to respond with curiosity instead of shame. So instead of spiraling, ask yourself, what was I feeling in that moment? What was I really trying to soothe? What would support me better the next time in a healthier way? Because when you understand the why, you can plan for it with intention instead of punishing yourself after the fact. You don't need to start over. You just need to keep going with more clarity than what you had before. So here's your challenge for today. Give yourself permission to spend without guilt. Choose one thing, big or small, that you've been feeling guilty about spending money on. Could be as simple as your morning coffee. Maybe it's a birthday gift. Maybe it was something that just called to you, a book, a new tool for your shop, a piece of tech, or something that just made your space feel more like you. Whatever it is, I want you to pause and ask yourself, did I plan for that? Does this support my values, my well-being, or my family? Am I making this choice with intention? If the answer is yes, release the guilt. That's not failure, that's clarity. And if the answer is no, well, don't spiral. Just ask yourself, what was I really needing in that moment? This is where clarity lives. That's where you learn to make different choices that align with your values. And here's something to consider. If guilt keeps showing up, it might be a sign that your spending bucket doesn't have enough money in it. You might be doing all the right things, but still feeling deprived because you haven't left enough room for the things that refill your energy or make life feel like it's worth living, like it's yours. So today's tip isn't just about giving yourself permission. It's also about making sure you're actually budgeting for your real life, not just your bills. Stop feeling guilty every time you spend, because budgeting isn't about perfection. It's about building a relationship with your money that includes grace, growth, and real life flexibility. When your budget reflects your life, you stop fighting your money and start working with it. If spending still feels heavy, or you catch yourself slipping into guilt often, it might be time to reset more than just your habits. Watch this video next to stop the cycle. And don't forget to join me tomorrow for the next day in the 30-day budgeting challenge. I'll see you in the next video.